But first, we want to bring you someone you know well. Brian Kilmeade, season 5 of his Fox Nation series, What Made America Great, debuts this Sunday. In the episode, Kilmeade will speak with the president about attacks on our country's monuments. Here's how the president responded.
They would knock down Lincoln. There's a group that wants to take down Lincoln. They haven't figured out exactly why yet. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. I've stopped them twice now from going over to the Jefferson Memorial. If I weren't president, they would have knocked down. If a guy like Biden was president, they will knock down the Jefferson Memorial.
Just hours after that interview was recorded, demonstrators did try to knock down President Jackson's statue near Lafayette Park. They were prevented from doing that. Brian Kilmeade joins us tonight. Brian, thanks so much for coming on. Before I ask you why no one's really doing anything about all of this, and no one really is, what is the point of it? What is why statues? What message are they sending to the rest of us?
Just to show you how newsworthy this is, sometimes when you look at what made America great, you look back in the past. I was in the Oval Office doing a history of the White House, wanting to get him to talk about history, and he said, he segued right over the statues. They're trying to destroy our history. Now, I brought up Andrew Jackson because they're trying to take down Jackson's statue in New Orleans. I turned on your show, and he commented on that. I turned on your show, and you opened last night with just a half mile away, 2 hours from when I left him. They're trying to take away Andrew Jackson. I tell you what, Tucker, but by the time you were off the air, I thought that statue would be down. Thankfully, the police got there. I don't know what took them so long, but they got there to stop it. And I think in the big picture, people are trying to find fault with our past because they don't like the country. These people aren't trying to make our country better. If you want to make our country better, know what you petition? Andrew Jackson had slaves. As great as he was, 14-year-old orphan who was jailed in the Revolutionary War, were you fighting for the country at the age of 14? Also, when you lost your family to the war to the British, did you pledge allegiance to your country and become a lawyer, an attorney general, a judge, a congressman, a major general to win the most decisive, impactful battle in our history to that point, in the Battle of New Orleans, and then go on to be a 2-term president? This is an American success story. If you want to make America better, you put a plaque on there and said, yep, he had slaves in his day, and he was part of the Indian Removal Act, and those weren't positive things. But there was a generation called the Jackson generation, the Jacksonian era. That's why there's a statue. You don't want to make America better. You want to destroy our past because we don't live up to the lofty standards of the shirtless skateboarders who want to petition and protest and try to intimidate reporters on a nightly basis.
They have the lowest standards, and not just to personal hygiene, that I've ever seen in any group. They're totally ignorant. They're illiterate vandals. And our leaders, with very few exceptions, have decided to let them rampage through our country. And I don't understand why. Do you?
No, I don't. And it makes no sense. You know, you got guys like Tom Cotton who won't stand for it, goes to the Ivy League school, serves in the infantry. He bleeds red, white, and blue. And there's probably 5 or 6 in the Senate, maybe 3 in the House. Not one Democrat. By the way, he was the first Democratic president. Stand up for him. Why am I standing up for him? Why is Tom Cotton standing up for him? Stand up for him. You mentioned FDR. Yeah, you mentioned FDR. Hey, Tucker, they never told us the people in our social studies books were perfect. They told us they were important to the makeup of America. America gets better and better and better. We never said we were perfect. What's great about us is we try to be. And that's what Jackson was. Jackson was an everyman. He wasn't a founding father. He had no connections to Washington. They hated him. They told him not to go, so he brought his family. He couldn't trust anyone. When Washington rejected him, he brought his case to the people. When he lost a close election, he shook the hand of John Quincy Adams and essentially said rematch. He beat him 4 years later. He was the everyman president. When South Carolina tried to secede, he told South Carolina, you secede, I'm sending in the army. He kept our country together another 30 years. You could analyze his administration, do a paper on it, get a PhD. Don't take down his statue. I am just so glad they made his statue as tough as the person because they couldn't get him down with chains. They couldn't get him down with ropes. They can defile him, but they couldn't take him down. I'm not saying I want to be Andrew Jackson. I'm telling you, if I was suffering from dysentery and I had to lead an army of ragtag Americans, Choctaw Indians, regular Marines, pirates, put them together in 3 weeks and beat an army that just beat Napoleon and wipe him out in 45 minutes, I think that's a pretty special American that deserves a statue, deserves a plaque, deserves your respect. That's all. Be respectful
Amen.
of our past. Everybody wants to be us for a reason.
A statue made of hickory. Brian Kilmeade, great to see you tonight. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out Brian's show, What Made America Great, this Sunday, 10 p.m. Fox Nation special airing Sunday right here on the Fox News Channel.